Hello everybody, this is TF Geek 2199 back with another review, and today we will be reviewing the third-party Power of the Primes Grimlock figure. So, let's get right into it. The elephant in the room here being I have no box. Yes, I have no box. I got it off of eBay. He was about $20, so I wasn't expecting I was expecting the box to either be damaged or not to get a box, and the second choice is what ended up happening, which I'm not completely upset with. Another thing you will notice, this is not the actual Power of the Primes figure because this is third party, and the only real difference on this one being there is no Autobot mark right here where it is on the Power of the Primes figure, which you can buy stickers for if you really want it on there. So, let's jump into the actual review here. So, the head sculpt. Very basic, right? Yeah. That's not a bad thing. The Grimlock head sculpt on even the G1 style was very minimal design and still managed to pull off a very intimidating look. So that is nice in my opinion. The only thing that I would have done different is I wish it would have light piping. It does not. It is just red paint. Not a big deal. I'm kind of nitpicking things here. But let's continue on. Another thing being this gold paint underneath this clear plastic. It really makes his figure pop in my opinion and adds a lot of flair to his figure in general. So there's that. And as far as painting, it's not bad. It's mostly unpainted. The only real painted pieces here are underneath that plastic, which are protected. So there will be no paint chipping. Again, on the back here, there is a backpack and a little bit of kibble, which, in my opinion, I could care less. You gotta accept that his thing turns into a dinosaur at some point. Is it perfect? No, but it's not that big of a deal. Again, when we get into more details here, I'll go over some more of this here. Another thing I noticed on this figure, it has stickers on it, and they are right here on his legs. He does have some on his back piece here, which I'll go over more in his alt mode. And yeah, that's about it for this, for the looks of it. Now let's get into the articulation of him. The articulation is very nice. He does have a full 360 arm movement here, but it is hindered by this backpack piece here, but easy solve. You move it out and it does fully go around again. Not that big of a deal. He does have a he's hinged here. He does not go 360 around in the head sculpt here, and that's just due to a little plastic piece back here stopping him. He can only look up about that far, can look down about that far. Not terrible, but not the best, so there's that. Like I said, he does have a double hinged elbow. Bend here, and he also does have a slight rotation here at the shoulder. It does fully move, and this also moves out. And let me get this put back here. He does not have a wrist swivel, which is not a big deal. That's just for the transformation purpose. He does fold in here, so if you really need to adjust it at some point, I guess you can. It's not really what it's for. This is more for transformation purposes. This figure, for me, has a tendency to fall kind of split here. Not that big of a deal. It's just how you position him. Over here, you do also have the same articulation. And as for the legs, he does have a very nice kick, which is ratcheted, by the way. He can kick back that far, and again, this kibble gets in the way here, but if you move it, you get a little bit more of a kick. He has a really nice ratcheted knee joint there, and he can also ratchet out like this to get a more dynamic pose if you so choose. Very nice ratchets on these figures, by the way. They are very well built, I'd say. Again, same thing over here. He does have this, and a very, 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 very nice, nice spread. In fact, it's well over 180 degrees, so I don't think I could ask for more. And I think that is also due to the transformation, which, not terrible. As you can see, he really doesn't have a lot for feet. They're just kind of hollow, which I'm not gonna nitpick things. He's a great figure. If you want a Grimlock figure that's decently priced and still pulls off the whole thing, this would be the Grimlock I would go with. Now let's get into his weapon that came with this one. This is not Grimlock's official weapon, but this is the weapon he came with for his. Apparently, he turns into a combiner. I will have to collect the rest of them. I don't remember what the third-party one called him, but when I get my next one, I know it gave me the instructions list for him, which should be in here soon. So, here is his weapon that he came with here. Very nice, clear, red plastic all the way through here. Very durable. Very massive compared to Grimlock. It is actually just about as tall as him. That's a thing. So, if you're wondering, he can hold this, and it does not look terrible when he holds it. It's just, again, not necessarily made for him, but something he can wield, and still looks amazing, in my opinion. So, again, very beautiful red. It just pops so much, especially when you hold it up against that gold like that. Very nice coloring and detailing put into this figure. So, let's get into his alt mode. He is not bad. He's a little bit more chunky up here than what I would like. He has a lot of kibble up here. And this, if this had a extra hinge on it to make it slide down just a little bit more, this would be a perfect flush fit, which I'm not going to nitpick completely because it doesn't look terrible. Again, for this mode, he does not look terrible. He's just he's a G1 Grimlock. I mean, he's basically the original toy that we had originally gotten a long time ago. He does have articulation at the head here. He can move up this far. He can move down that far. He can also open his mouth to get that rawr. So there's that. He does have a tail here that you can kind of articulate. You can hinge it that way if you want him to have more of a upward or upright look. His feet are a little small, so they don't quite balance him out as well. As you can see, he has little toes here. That's supposed to keep up this monstrosity here, so I understand why it's not perfect. I really do. Again, we do have articulation here. These arms, they can move up and down a little bit. They can rotate. They're just a very tight joint, and they don't even rotate that much. It's very slight, and their main movement is up and down like that. So that's what you get out of that. The bottom here looks actually really good, very clean. The stickers that were on his back are right here that I was telling you about there. Nice little detail they added there. Very basic figure, but again, he's one of these figures that I probably will not be displaying in his dino mode, so he will probably be standing on the shelf with his sword in hand because it looks better. But so there's that, and there's one other detail I'm going to show you guys here quickly. And here's the last mode we have, and this is for the combiner that we will be getting here. He's not very sturdy to stand up like this, of course. He just doesn't have the pieces he needs, but literally all the same things. The only thing that's changed is the head sculpt that is hidden away in his other forms. Um, not terrible. There's that. If you want that to be a look thing, it can be. It's not that much. It can't look up at all, but it's a really nice looking head sculpt. So it does have that. So there you have it. That is the Power of the Primes third-party version of Grimlock. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hit like if you did, subscribe if you really did, and we'll see ya on the next one.